Hi everyone, my name is Donna from 10 out of 10, and today my segment is Money Mondays. So just a quick disclaimer, I am not a financial advisor, nor am I a professional of some sort. I'm simply just here to share with you my journey to being financially educated and literate. So I will be talking about 5 money mistakes that I made as a young adult, and they will be ranked from least important and easily fixed to most important and higher risk. So the first money mistake that I made growing up was just having the fear of using a credit card. And the idea of owning a credit card scared me because of all the disadvantages about it when you don't pay it off. So I would hear things like, don't use it if you don't have to, or it's not real money. And it didn't stop me from getting one, but it did stop me from using it effectively. Because of those fears, I avoided using it for about a year or so. And it wasn't until I was going on vacation and I wanted to increase my credit limit that I talked to a financial advisor, and they told me all the benefits of using a credit card, and they helped me debunk all those myths. So personally for me, I use my credit card as a debit card, and this helped me build my credit history, and I would just make sure that I would pay it off before my monthly statement or when my monthly statement comes. Overall, just be smart about using your credit card and make sure that when you do use it, you already know that you have the funds to pay it off. You can easily have a credit score of over 800 if you pay your full amounts before your monthly statement or as soon as you get your monthly statement. And honestly, having an 800 plus credit score is what you should aim to be at. So while we're on the topic of spending, my second money mistake was actually spending more than my means. And I know we're all guilty of this, but when I got a job at 16, I was finally able to buy what I want and go out without having to feel bad for asking my parents for money. I remember spending most of my money for just because I was offering to pay for people. Now, don't get me wrong, it's definitely a sweet gesture to pay for someone, but understand your limits. If I were to go back and talk to 16-year-old me, I would tell her to learn how to budget and spend her money wisely. So my third money mistake is going to post-secondary school. Now, before you guys say anything, let me just explain myself. For those of you who don't know me, I actually am a university dropout. I went to school for 1.5 years because it was the traditional route. And till this day, I don't remember anything that I learned. I went to school with a slight interest in something, and I ended up not liking it. And honestly, it ended up being a waste of money. So I'm not trying to say that school is a waste of money. I'm just saying that for me, it was a waste of money because I don't remember anything that I learned from going there. Now, society is slowly starting to normalize the idea of not having to go to school or not having to go to post-secondary, which I completely agree with. So if you do choose to go to school or to go to post-secondary, just make sure that you do have a passion for what you're going into. It's okay if you don't know and you want to take a year off and just work to save some money to pay for school. And it is okay to not want to go to school at all and just explore your interests and make money along the way. So the fourth money mistake is getting a car. So when I was 21, my dad convinced me into getting a brand new car. Now, long story short, he had a friend that worked at the dealership, and I went under the assumption I was just going to test drive and look at cars. Then I left with one. So although a car has its advantages, it definitely eats up your money with insurance, and it just depreciates in value over time. So something I found out recently, and I genuinely just did not know this, and y'all can call me dumb for this, but I didn't know that once you get a car, either leasing it or buying it, and even though you pay off your car on a bi-weekly or monthly basis, you're still automatically in debt until you pay it off. I was trying to see if I can afford buying a condo, but they told me that I have to kind of be debt-free, or I shouldn't be in real big debt. So although you might have a great credit score and you might be debt-free, they will still take into account your vehicle bills as well. But I didn't know that. So the fifth and last money mistake that I made was waiting to invest. So a wise man once told me that investing is making your money work for you. And to oversimplify that, you put your money somewhere and you just let it grow. And there are multiple ways to invest. So some most common ones are investing into a savings account, mutual funds, and or stocks. So, although most people invest in a savings account, which is definitely the safest route, and I definitely do this too and recommend it, I've actually asked the 10 out of 10 ladies if they invest in a mutual fund or in stocks. Only 1 out of 10 of the girls invest in a mutual fund, and they didn't even know that they were investing. And 1 out of 10 of them also invest in stocks. So I remember being fresh into my new job over 5 years ago, and a coworker who was my age briefly mentioned a mutual fund, and I never really thought anything of it until now. So I actually asked the 10 out of 10 girls if they knew what a mutual fund was, and majority of them did not know, but they wanted to learn. So investing in a mutual fund, again, to oversimplify it as much as I can, is investing your money. So a professional investor can make your money grow through stocks and bonds and other assets. Had I known that by asking my coworker over 5 years ago, I would have had a little extra money in my accounts and my pockets. So to this day, I still don't invest in a mutual fund because I've actually decided to take another approach to it, which is actually just investing in stocks myself. So although it's a higher risk, it's also a higher return. So the one takeaway that I want you guys to get from all of these mistakes that I made is just to know what you're getting yourself into. Talk to professionals, ask questions, search up some answers. A lack of information when dealing with money is already setting you up for a mistake. So don't be afraid to ask and to learn. That's it. Thanks for tuning in to my segment of Money Mondays. And I know this video was very content heavy and very general, but comment down below any money move suggestions that you want to see on my next video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and just to see what all these other lovely ladies have in store for you guys. Until next time, bye! You keep ruining everything. Oh, bitches. I kind of feel this quality, but okay.